Welcome to Witch Yes, a podcast for casual conjurings, witches in training, and the Black Cat Factory. We're working overtime this year.
Meow. Meow. I'm Alicia Herder.
Oh. I'm Terra Kick.
Oh my goodness. I would adopt all the black cats.
Have you watched the show Neighbors?
No.
It's on HBO. It's a documentary style show of people that have bad blood with their neighbors. And there's one specific one of this cat woman in Philadelphia who feeds stray cats, and her neighbors fucking hate her because she feeds all these cats, and then the cats come over and shit in this man's front yard.
That's
And
pretty
you think
funny.
that it's just like kind of shucks, like this neighbor, she's a resident cat lady. It's Philadelphia, it's like whatever. But apparently Judge Judy, in the middle of filming this, like finds out about this like dispute.
Yeah.
And flies these two people out to Los Angeles, to Culver City, to like film an episode.
What?
And I will not spoil it for you, but it's so funny.
I hope the cat lady prevails.
She feeds the cats in the very end. The last scene of that episode is her being like, meow, meow.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Not feed the cat? The cats are there now.
Yeah, the cats are going to rebel. You've already like set the precedence. Like there's really not a lot that you can do once you've like, you can't traverse back into
Maybe have
the
more
realm
like
of no cats.
greenery in your yard. I think it's the neighbor's fault. Because like we have some wild cats around here. One I called the outdoor cat. So the outside cat, she'll poop, but it's like sandy, dirty over there, you know? It like looks like a litter box. Mm-hmm. She doesn't poop where it doesn't look like a litter box. She's very smart. Mm-hmm. I love the outside cat. Although she does yowl every once in a while, and it gets me very nervous, and it will wake me up, and then I'll go outside in my bare feet.
Like something bad's happening to her?
Like something's bad's happening to her. I don't want anything bad to happen to her because there are other stray cats in the area, so I'm worried that she'll get in a fight or something. So it has
She's quite
caused
little.
me some like anxiety.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just need her to be okay. She's so little and beat up.
What?
Yeah, from the cats and life, battered by life. But she's also very shy. She doesn't want to be an indoor cat.
No, yeah. I think I remember this is the tiny black cat.
No, that one's in the neighborhood. That one's crazy. That one just does whatever he wants to do. This one's like
Who's this?
a brown tabby, but like she looks like she's from the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of don't fuck with me attitude because I'll cry. I'm like, I love this cat.
Please don't fuck with me.
I love this cat. And so I'll see her walk around, and sometimes I'll go outside and it'll like scare her. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'll stay inside. I won't ever leave. It's hard out here.
It is. It is. To have a full heart in the big city.
Oh, wasn't meant for a girl like me. On today's episode, Friday the 13th. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, so spooky.
Ugh, baby, how are you? As I've said before, you're so opaque. Your schedule is stacked. I can't see a thing. Your Google Calendar is very stressful looking.
Can you see my Google Calendar? Because it is actually very stressful looking.
No, I can't, but I can feel it. I can see it written on your face.
Oof, oof, oof. People tried to like get coffee with me this week, and I said, I'm taking a sick week. I said, I'm not working. I'm not working this week.
Yeah, I have COVID right now.
I was like, so sorry. Like, there's things I have to do for the next gig, but I was like, no, I'm not doing anything extra. My favorite thing that I've been doing is saying no to so many things. Mostly it's gigs. And I'm like, no to that, no to that, no to that. I've probably in the last week, just the last week, said no to 5 gigs.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in
That's
high demand
amazing.
for bullshit. And I will not take it upon me anymore. No, thank you.
I mean, that's like a real expression of love for yourself,
Yeah.
to say no to things that like don't align with what you're wanting to do and that you don't have time for, don't want to do.
Well, you were on a journey of saying no to things. How is that going, Miss Opaque? I heard you swallow. That was like the most nervous swallow I've ever heard.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
We're cut from two different cloths in that way.
Well, so I come from a background that's like and this is like no shade to like my family or my upbringing at all.
Shade them all.
But it's 100% like I come from a background where like it is expected that you do things for people that you don't want to do because of like the nature of community. Mm-hmm. And that like there are certain people in your life because of the hierarchy that our society stands with that like you can't say no to.
The MySpace top 8 of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. That learning that it doesn't make you a bad person to say no, and that you don't need to qualify a no, and actually finding that sometimes when I say no, people will be upset, and that's like really okay.
Yeah.
Like people can be upset with you and it doesn't make you a bad person, but I've truly been consumed my whole life like trying to not be a bad person, to be a good person. Mm-hmm. And it's a fucking journey. It's really it's a journey, because it seems like such an easy like measurement. Like if you say yes to something and you do something even though you don't want to do it because of like it's for this greater good, it's very easy for me to be like, okay, that is a qualifier for a good person. However, I think that like one's understanding of the greater good, or really like all of our understanding of the greater good, has been transmuted into something that like barely resembles like what that is truly meant to be, which is to become making sure that nobody ever feels uncomfortable, and that like everybody gets everything, and that people are bad people for having boundaries and needs and limitations, which I'm trying hard not to believe.
No.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really easy to say, oh, just like this one time, this one time I'll do this thing. And then it like sets a precedence. And there are like certain standards that I hold myself to of like the kind of person that I want to be.
Yeah.
And then that also gets me into troubles. I'm reading the book Hard Conversations. I'm also reading the book What We Value. Reading a lot of books these days.
Oh, is that why you started the conversation being like, why are you so opaque? Hard Conversations. No. She's just like coming out, fists raised, ready to deck me.
No.
I've been seeing that your art's really been taking off. Tell me what you have coming up.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have my show with Smoke the Moon in Santa Fe wrapping up at the end of this month. But also this month I have a group show in Field of Play Gallery in Gowanus, which is opening in late March. And then actually in April, which is a couple months away, I have a show that I'm curating opening at Field Projects Gallery. Ooh. So there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of moving parts, which is super exciting. My friend Greg is curating the 3-person show at Field of Play. There's a lot of fields. Actually, there's a lot of fields.
Like we are manifesting something, and it is abundance.
But I did very specifically want to talk to you about this thing going around the internet, which is the 1000s rejection challenge. Have you seen this?
No. What's this?
Okay. So it is this girl who made it her New Year's resolution to be rejected 1,000 times. She's keeping like a little notebook. And the idea is that it's rejection therapy, and that you just get comfortable asking for things and reaching out to people regardless of like how ridiculous it might be. And so she has come at it kind of from like the idea that she's asking brands for things. Like she's gotten a lot of free stuff from brands like Oreo or like La Roche-Posay and stuff like that, just reaching out. But also it's like reaching out to people that like you can't imagine in 1,000 years would want to get coffee with you, like
Yeah.
in your field, asking that person out. And that the idea is like, if you get to the end of the year and you have 1,000 of those things, it's not that like, oh God, I got rejected 1,000 times. It's like, I tried to do something 5,000 times, you know, and it's like 1 out of every 20 of those results in a yes. Thought it was like really interesting because I feel like so much of our culture right now is like rejection averse.
Yeah.
And a lot of violence is about like people not being able to cope with rejection and like perceived slights against their ego.
So you're saying go out there, get rejected
Get rejected.
5,000 times.
Well, I was thinking like it would be a really good March, specifically March challenge. Not trying to get rejected 1,000 times in 1 month, but like
gosh, that
picking
sounds
like
awful.
100
Yeah.
and like get rejected 100 times in March. That's like what?
I
3.
feel like I'd
There's 30
run out of
days.
ways to get rejected. 1,000, I'm like, that's too many.
Right.
Like 100, I feel like you would have proven your point, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1,000's just a little ridiculous.
It's definitely ambitious, nutritious.
It is. That is an ambitious New Year's resolution.
It is flirtatious, depending on the brands that you're reaching out to.
Yeah. And if you're trying to slide into DMs and you get rejected that way. So is she counting every time she sends an email and just doesn't get a reply back? Is that a rejection?
Yeah, so she also counts like the ghosting, like never gets back to you, because that's like a kind of like quiet quit rejection.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Isn't that interesting?
I like it as a way to just be like, ask whatever you want to whomever you want and just see what happens. That's nice. It is
And
a
I
good
say
way to put
no.
your ego aside and just like try it, you know? Just be like, fuck it.
Yeah. That who would you reach out to if you were trying to get to 1,000 rejections?
Oh my God, 1,000. The 1,000 part of it is crazy. Probably like some famous directors or I'm trying to think who else. Oprah. Although Oprah would probably say yes, you know?
Yeah, there's a certain charm.
She'd probably be like, well, yeah, you know? Yeah.
You're like Karamo.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this Queer Eye beef right now, but
I
it looks sizzling. It looks
I
sizzling.
know. Do you think it's like all an act?
I don't think so. It sounds like they seem against Karamo. And it's so hard too because like in all the comments that I read about these, everyone's like, well, Karamo doesn't actually give good advice. In fact, sometimes he gives horrendous advice. But then they're like, well, we don't know like what his actual qualifications are. Like maybe it's who knows? So I don't know what's going on there. But isn't that so sad? Something that was just so vibrant and fun and has just devolved.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. I mean, that doesn't happen. It's like not that uncommon, right?
Yeah, no, that's very common.
If it goes on long enough, like you either die young or see yourself become the villain.
And they all became the villain.
That 70s show, McMasterson, like,
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's just the circle of life, you know? So are we the villain? We've been here for a long time.
no, we're still in the minnow. There's a lot of other bigger fish that are going to eat us, right? Like, we're talking the circle of life.
No. I'm not getting eaten.
We're chum in the water.
You can
gotta run,
reject
you're
me.
gonna
You
swim
can't eat
away.
me, though. Can't eat
Hey,
me.
actually, Alicia, can I eat you?
No.
Well,
Rejected. Ah! We did it.
Got you.
You heard it here.
you know what else I'd like to hear?
Yeah, tell me.
The ring-a-ling-ling of you tapping your credit card to an app. What?
What?
I'm really out
don't
of
make
sync now
any
that
noise.
my husband came in 3 times and I like
Dude,
don't
he's
know.
gonna come in again. Do you feel like the threat looming? I feel it looming. I'm not even in the same room as you. I'm like, this man's gonna interrupt us.
Half the time you can't see him.
I can't even see him.
And he comes in, he walks in like the fucking Grinch. He's coming to steal my presents from under the tree.
He stole your dog.
took her away.
So anyway, we have to get Tara's dog back to her because Mike is requiring a tithe. So have you ever thought about putting your money where your mouth is?
Get your mouth off of my money and off of me. So I've been thinking a lot about the ethical consumption of media recently.
Oh, no.
So I actually got rid of my Spotify this year.
Wow.
because I'm better than everyone else, in favor of Qobuz, because Qobuz has the highest dollar per listen rate than any other platform on the market. Did you know this?
I don't even know what Qobuz is.
It's just like Spotify. And I want to make sure I'm doing this because I want to make sure that I'm supporting the artists and the creators that I love. And Baby Witches, Alicia and I love you.
That's true.
And I love us. So you can support Alicia and me as we make our way through our 8th year of collaboration with just a $5 monthly donation to our Patreon. That is literally $60 total. $60. Just popping them out.
Just give us your children.
60 American dollars, which is less than the average Grubhub for two in New York City. In exchange, we provide you with over 150 and counting bonus episodes. Every other week, you get a new episode on our private podcast, Vault of the Obscure, and sometimes they're very obscure.
Oh, they're fun. They're very fun.
So click the link in our show notes or go to www.patreon.com/witchyes. Alicia, what did we talk about last week?
Well, last week we talked about the psychic adventures of Robert Monroe.
So next week, it's going to be about who killed Jane Stanford, the woman who created Stanford University, who was also a major spiritualist and medium in the early 1900s.
How did we not know about her yet?
Fucking get ready because I'm reading a whole 800-page book about her.
She's doing
And
a fucking book essay. She's got a book report. She's like, boop, boop, boop. I'm going to get an A.
There's a lot of players in the game, and so I have a lot of images of these. It's hard to keep them straight.
Wow. Ooh, I'm so excited. So today we're talking about Friday the 13th. Oh! Gunshots.
So
boop, 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 boop. She liked that.
Baby Witches.
Tell us. Tell us everything.
Friday. A totem of liberation day for the capitalist enslaved masses should be the second best day of the year after whatever day your birthday is on, Baby
Hell
Witch.
yeah. And for some nuts, Christmas.
It's for Do you ever talk to a motherfucker whose favorite day is Thanksgiving?
No.
That's perverted.
Arbor Day?
No.
No. President's Day? No.
I understand Labor Day.
Taking the day off work, respecting the labor.
There's some fashion elements to it. There's rules.
Yeah, don't wear white.
However, Friday, 99% of the time, 99% of the year, it is a great day. It is a day of possibility, of joys yet to come. It is Chekhov's brewskis. It is Hope Core.
Ooh, we love that.
Except for one deeply unsavory day from which the public quivers with fear, their boots trembling with sweat and piss. Yes, the darkest day of the year, Friday the 13th.
Lightning, thunder,
Gunshots.
gunshots, knife.
Spooky mask. A day from sunrise to sunset that is openly out to get you. Yes, you. I cannot stress enough. You are in danger.
I hate this. I hate being in danger.
You should go home. She doesn't seek thrills. And thank God, Baby Witch, it only comes once a year. Or does it? In the year 2026, there is not one, there is not two, but three Friday the 13th.
Are there? Oh, no. Oh, my gosh, there are 3.
Who comes up with this shit? This is crazy.
We've already lived through one.
We all guess what? Guess what this Friday is?
Dun, 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 dun. It's Phantom of the Opera. I don't know why. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay, so Section 3, calendars and maths. If you are at least 7 years old, Baby Witch, do not fret. You have weathered this storm before because as recently as 2019, there was just such a year with 3 Friday the 13ths. In fact, in J. Muse's 2007 Mathematical Astronomy Morsels, adorable title, it is revealed that statistically, it is slightly more likely for a Friday to land on the 13th of the month than any other day of the week.
What?
Over 400 years on the Gregorian calendar, including leap years, there are 685 Monday the 13th, 685 Tuesday the 13th, 687 Wednesday the 13th, 684 Thursdays, 684 Saturdays, 687 Sundays, but coming in at a whopping 688, the dreaded Friday the 13th.
Wow. I didn't know it would be like statistically overpowering the other days of the week.
I know, it feels like shocking, like, oh, it's this month, it's today, but it's actually often today.
Wild.
688, that's more than one Friday the 13th a year, baby witches. You're not going to like this because, yes, there is at least one Friday the 13th in every calendar year. It can come at any moment, and you should remain vigilant. But having two Friday the 13ths in a calendar year is not that uncommon either. In this millennium alone, you have survived Double Trouble Friday the 13ths in 2001, 2002, 2006, 2007, 2013, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2023, 2024, and three Friday the 13ths in the year 2009, 2012, 2015, and 2026, with the next one coming in 2029.
Wow.
And I did the calculator magic and found that this means since we have survived Y2K, there has been a 57% chance that the next Happy New Year is going to contain multiple Friday the 13ths.
Poof. Oh my goodness. I didn't think this episode was going to be this off the rails, honestly. I thought this was going to be a nice little episode, and it's fucking bonkers over here.
It's kind of like when you have your first Mercury retrograde and you're like,
everything makes sense. The red string.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, we survived it. We're good. And then you realize there's three every year.
It comes again and again. And you're like, what the fuck?
You can never be in control. That is all the universe has ever tried to teach you. Now, you may be thinking, has there ever been 4 Friday the 13th in 1 year? And I need you to get your mind out of hell. I'm back in the passenger seat of this episode. This has never happened before, and I'm never going to let it happen to you. It is also calendarically impossible. It's simply, there's not enough time.
Oh,
there's not enough days.
I'm glad like leap year doesn't fuck anything up for us.
No, but actually, leap year has an interesting relationship to why we have Friday the 13th. So, how do you know if a year is going to contain a triple oopsie of bad luck? Besides asking the crows and listening to the wind, it's a very specific, perfect storm that creates such a trifecta. You need either a normal year that starts on a Thursday, and those Fridays can only occur in February, March, and November.
Like this year. Yeah.
Or a leap year that starts on Sunday, and those Fridays can only occur in January, April, and July. So there will never be a year where there will be an October Friday the 13th where there are 3 Friday the 13th. It is impossible.
Fascinating.
Cannot happen in December. Cannot happen in June. Calendars are amazing.
Crazy. We invented this.
We did. We made our own problem.
As we do.
So the longest span between 2 Friday the 13th is at max 14 months. The shortest, as we've seen this year, is a mouth to butt buddies of 1 month.
The human centipede of it all.
So where does this come from? Let's separate the two defendants. Friday and the 13th, opposite sides of the room, don't touch each other. Stay away. And then we'll see what criminal activity they can get into when they come together. So from Stephen Winnick at the Library of Congress, beliefs in Fridays as an unlucky day and in 13 as an unlucky number long predate a specific, well-articulated belief in the unluckiness of Friday the 13th itself. Moreover, both these beliefs are so old, it's hard to determine when and why they started. But we shall endeavor nonetheless, Stephen Winnick.
Yes, Stephen Winnick. Fuck you.
Winnick mentions that if we're coming from a strictly Western point of view, the origins of Friday the 13th may literally come from the Bible.
That makes sense, as most things do.
Friday is often a day of mourning and fasting for Christians, as it is the day that their Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth, was martyred in the crucifixion. But baby witches, don't worry, he got better.
Yeah, he left the rock.
Outside of Good Friday, many Catholics will abstain from eating meat, dairy, oil, or wine on Fridays as a regular reminder of sacrifice and remembrance. So Fridays for Christians are not just the day that you drop in Slack, hey, I'll circle back to this on Monday, but also the day that you can stop at McDonald's and get yourself a fish fillet on the way home. Winnick also draws parallels between the Christian superstitions surrounding the Last Supper, that Jesus and his 12 disciples sat down for a meal, and the last man to arrive was Judas, making 13 individuals sitting at the table. And for those of you not deep into Christian lore, Judas is a bad guy. He's a frenemy of Jesus who betrayed him.
Yeah, like Regina George.
Fully. He littered the hallways of the Roman Empire with leaflets.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking that this is a little Judeo-Christian centric for my liking, so it cannot be a universal truth. And actually, the concept of Friday the 13th being unlucky doesn't exist in places that don't have a current or historical culture of Christianity. So countries that are predominantly Jewish, Muslim, or any of the Eastern traditions, they have unlucky days and they have unlucky numbers, but they don't have Friday the 13th, which makes the hypothesis of Friday the 13th as like this underground Christian observance more likely.
Fascinating.
All right, baby witches, come back. Don't be mad. It's not that simple, okay? A lot more episode to go. Sit down. Yeah, sit down. Moira Marsh, a folklorist at Indiana University, notes that there's a lot of different kinds of Christians. And there was actually a pretty high-profile breakup called the Protestant Reformation. And part of the Protestants' whole thing was that they hated how superstitious and ritualistic the Catholics were. And because of the concept of lucky and unlucky numbers is not really supported by scripture, except for 666, of course, this belief should not have made it past 1517 when Martin Luther came in and bopped his little theses on the door.
So what happened?
So it might be possible that if we focus on the number 13, it is considered the black sheep in comparison to its divinely favored neighbor, the number 12.
Oh, I didn't know 12 was divine.
Right. So Joe Nickel, a December Sagittarius, who was a senior research fellow for the Committee of Skeptical Inquiry and who would have hated this podcast.
Thank you so much for telling us that he's a December Sagittarius. That was so helpful.
I think it articulates a lot. But he posited that the number 12 symbolizes completion. 12 months, 12 numbers on the clock, 12 inches in a foot, the 12 disciples, 12's mathematical ability to be divided by 2, 3, 4, and 6. 12 is all there really should have been until there was 13. And so Joe asserts that it is possible, he's crazy, but he asserts that it is possible that it's not that 13 is the most evil number at all. It's that it's the first departure from the completeness of the divine. It is the first insult, that first act of apostasy. And he fucking took a huge rip off his bong.
I don't know. I think he might like this podcast.
You think?
Do you know how much we talk about the wackest shit? He would love Vaults of the Obscure.
He would have loved Vault of the Obscure. I would say I don't think he would find our Flights of Fancy as charming.
We are so charming.
He'd probably consider them dangerous.
We're a little dangerous, too. I can understand that.
Alicia owns a gun.
No, not yet.
What? So, just to finish our circle on the number 13, 13 appears to be marked for death as early as the 1400s. As long as the major arcana of tarot have been numbered, the death card has carried the number 13. But Terra, you're missing the best story of all, the one that will connect us to our pagan roots in the Poetic Edda.
Ooh.
And baby witches, you don't need to yell at me.
She's getting there.
We should not have this adversarial relationship.
We're on your side.
We're friends. Yes, there is a meta-folkloric tale regarding the Nordic pantheon, and I will tell you the tale, and then I will tell you another one.
Story time.
Baldr, the son of Odin, and general all around good guy, had a nightmare. Baldr was considered the most courageous, joyous, and cheerful god in the Nordic pantheon, who brightened the days of those around him. And when you're a god and you have a nightmare, that nightmare isn't just a bit of undigested beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese. It is a prophecy. So Baldr goes to his father, again, Odin, king of the gods, and his mom, the benevolent sorceress goddess Frigg, and they are upset. A nightmare? Our son?
No.
Baldr?
Never.
So they do two things. Odin dresses in disguise because the Asgardians love a disguise.
They love it, dude. They love it.
They can never just like go out shopping. They can never just like go
It's
get
always
a coffee.
Halloween.
Yes. So Odin dresses in disguise and goes down to the underworld to ask the dead seeress if this dream is more gravy than grave. But when he gets there, there's a huge banquet set up. And I imagine it's like a birthday party where there's like a party hat on every plate.
Ooh, good. Crackers.
Wait, are you talking about like the pop crackers?
Oh,
or are you
yeah,
talking
the
about a
pop
loose plate
crackers.
of Ruffles?
Oh, no. The pop crackers, a real party.
Okay. Crackers. With cheese.
Well, I mean, that too.
And when Odin approaches, again in disguise, he asks the seer what all the festivities are for. And she exclaims that she is readying to receive a very special guest, the golden god, Baldr. So Odin books it back to Asgard and announces that, yes, our son is going to die. He's had a nightmare. And Frigg, his mom, is like, not on my watch.
Love this.
Frigg goes to every god, every beast, every creature, every plant, every bacteria, and makes them swear on their life that they would not harm her child, the golden retriever god, Baldr. And at first, this seems to work. The giants and the elves and the goblins, and probably the seeress down in the underworld, all promise to never harm Baldr. In fact, the gods all start throwing rocks and sticks and spears at Baldr, only to watch them comically bounce off of him because the rocks and sticks and spears have also made a promise.
I love this. Okay, great.
And then Loki, the trickster god of Asgard, gets a little idea. And he goes up to Frigg and asks, Frigg, did you really get every god, man, creature, plant, mineral, bacteria to never harm the god Baldr, who we all love, by the way? We love him. And Frigg laughs and she says, yes, everyone, I can be very persuasive. And Loki says, oh, yes, very impressive to have spent all that time asking each and every god, man, creature, beast, star, crystal, mathematical sequence. That must have taken forever. And Frigg says, yes, well, I did cut one corner.
Never tell your secrets.
Never. I didn't bother to ask the tiniest, sweetest, most harmless one of all, the teeny tiny mistletoe.
Big mistake.
But what could she ever do to my big, strong bow? And then she looks to her left and Loki is gone. Dipped. So sitting on the outskirts of this play, right, it's like of throwing things at Baldr and it bounces off and you laugh and you giggle, sits the blind god Hodor. Loki slithers up to him and places an arachnid hand on his shoulder, consoling him. Don't you feel a little bit left out? Loki places in the hand of Hodor a single branch of mistletoe, pathetic and wilting. Pleased to finally be included in the fun, Hodor launches the branch at the invincible god Baldr. And it runs him straight through. And Baldr falls to the ground, dead.
What?
Yeah,
Because of a stick?
because of a stick.
Wow. All those moms who are saying don't be running around with sticks, they're right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of stick it is either. Could
Don't
be
play
teensy
pirates.
tiny. Don't run around. Get on your iPad and sit down.
Yeah.
Now, Alicia, go back into this story. Where is the 13? And better yet, wait, where's the Friday?
Were there 13 berries on the mistletoe?
No, No,
Okay.
but good guess.
Thank you.
And I really think that makes more sense than what I'm about to tell you. There's no Friday either, baby witches. There's nothing in the story. But in 2011, National Geographic ran a story of an interview with Donald Dorsey, a folklorist and the author of the book Holiday Folklore Phobias and Fun. It's cute. Mm-hmm. The title of the article was Friday the 13th Superstitions. And in it, Dorsey changes the story of Baldr for the National Geographic article and claims that 12 gods met for a dinner party, including Baldr, and the 13th guest to arrive, Loki, is the one that kills him. And for some reason, Donald Dorsey just conflates the Last Supper superstition with this Asgardian tale as a way to, I'm really not sure, legitimize pagan roots of superstition. I have no idea why he did this. We cannot ask him because he's dead.
I mean, the pagans were feeling left out, so we do feel more included now.
This is true, and we don't have to lie anymore. It's okay.
And it could be true. Donald's
stuff.
dead. We don't know.
So the earliest written account mentioning Friday the 13th appears in two 1834 French texts. The first is in the French Revue de Paris, which wrote about a Sicilian count who killed his daughter on Friday the 13th. And in the article, it says, "It is always these Fridays and these numbers 13 which bring bad luck." That same year, the French play Les Finesses des Gribions debuted, and a character in the play exclaims, "I was born on a Friday, December 13th, 1813, where all my misfortunes come from."
And we know he's telling the truth because we know December is a Friday the 13th month.
No?
What do you mean, no? Well, he said Friday, December 13th.
No, February, March, November, January, April, July.
He lied.
No,
There is no 13th in December.
no, there can be. It's just in those months.
Oh, I'm about to pass out.
Baby, stay with me. You're good. Which is to say that the belief in an unlucky Friday the 13th dates back at least to the early 1800s in France, a strong enough belief that it could be commented upon in popular culture. And what's kind of interesting to me is that the belief in Friday the 13th is, at the get-go, seen as a superstition. It's like largely laughable. In some articles, it's specifically very French. Mm-hmm. As opposed to what I feel other superstitions are, a way of like magicifying common sense folk beliefs, which is like, for example, don't walk under a ladder because it's bad luck, and also is very dangerous.
Yeah.
And don't break a mirror or it's 7 years of bad luck. And also vintage mirrors are backed with silver and are very expensive.
And you could cut your hand on the glass.
And you can cut your hand on the glass. And you could fucking release the 13,000-year-old ghost that lives in it.
Which is a problem.
But since its inception, Friday the 13th has turned into no laughing matter. Isn't that right, Alicia?
Oh my gosh. So we're going to talk about actual Friday the 13th events. So get ready. Whew, I'm nervous.
Okay, hold on. I need my security blanket.
Well, your husband stole the dog. I don't know where your security blanket is.
And what else do I need? What makes you feel secure?
Locking the doors.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
No,
lock
kidding.
the doors. All right, let's set the stage. On Friday, October 13th, 1972, a Uruguayan Air Force flight number 571 crashes into the Andes Mountain. Boom. Pop. Bad. Already terrifying enough. It's a plane crash. It's nightmare fuel, quite honestly, for people like me.
At least a specific fear.
But of course this happened on Friday the 13th. But the story actually only gets worse.
How?
So the plane was carrying 45 people, including members of the Old Christians Club rugby team, along with friends and family. They were going to go to a game. It was such a time. Oh
my God, no.
The flight departed from Montevideo, Uruguay, bound for Santiago, Chile. Due to poor weather over the Andes, the pilots were forced to navigate through heavy cloud cover. And believing they had cleared the mountains when they had not, the plane descended too early and struck a ridge at high altitude. They hit a fucking mountain.
That's crazy.
The wings were torn off and the fuselage slid down a glacier before coming to rest in the snow.
The snow. We're in the Andes, that's right.
We're in there. Oh, 12 people died in the initial crash. In the days that followed, additional survivors succumbed to injuries and just the exposure to the elements. We are freezing outside. The group was stranded at over 11,000 feet in freezing temperatures with minimal food. We had a few chocolate bars, some wine, snacks, nothing that I would call nourishment.
No, not even a bag of nuts.
And they had like a small radio so they could hear things. They weren't able to tell them where they were. But after 8 days, they heard on the radio that the official search had been called off.
No, and they hear them like give up.
Yeah, no one's coming to rescue them.
Okay. I started to panic a little.
You should panic. Faced with starvation, the survivors made the collective decision to eat the bodies of those who had died in the crash. So, yep, they went full yellow jackets. And for many of the young men, this choice was agonizing, especially given their Catholic upbringing. But they reframed it as a kind of act of communion and survival rather than a desecration of bodies. Isn't that crazy?
They performed a transmutation on their uncle and aunt.
They were like, well, Uncle Ed's the only thing between me and death, so I guess I got to eat him.
God, I get that though. Worst hard times shit. Like that's the way it is.
Yeah. Then on October 29th, my birthday, 16 days after the crash, an avalanche struck the fuselage while they slept, killing 8 more people and burying the survivors inside for days. I know, it's only getting worse, really.
But the sound of, okay, so you're in there for days.
Yeah.
Cold, dark, smells like piss.
Mm-hmm.
People gotta pee and poop in there.
Yeah. It's not good.
Gross.
After more than 2 months trapped in the mountains, 2 survivors, Nando Parado and Roberto Canessa, made a final attempt to hike out of the Andes to find help. Without proper climbing gear, they trekked for 10 days across some of the harshest terrain on Earth. And on December 20th, 1972, they encountered a Chilean muleteer, so just a guy with mules, who alerted the authorities. And rescue helicopters arrived shortly after. So in total, 16 passengers survived 72 days in the Andes Mountains. 29 people died, and a few of those people were eaten.
All for a Friday.
All for Friday the 13th.
That's a long time, 72 days.
That's a long fucking time, dude. I'd be so cold. They got found in December? Ugh. Not good.
Man. Oh, brave.
Okay, so that's one Friday the 13th story. Pretty traumatizing, I have to say. But we'll try another one. We'll see if it gets any better, you know?
I believe.
So this next story happened during the 21st century. 16 years ago, on Friday, January 13th, 2012, the Italian cruise ship, the Costa Concordia, part of a Mediterranean cruise line, embarked on a voyage with 42,000 people. That evening, shortly after dinner, the ship deviated from its planned route off the coast of Tuscany near the island of Giglio. Captain Francesco Schettino reportedly ordered a close sail-by of the island, which was supposed to be a really sweet, cute thing to impress the passengers and the locals. You know, you wave to them, they wave back. It's adorable. It's so sweet. It's innocent. What could go wrong?
Nothing possibly could happen.
On vacation? I know.
On a cruise.
At approximately 9:45 p.m., the ship struck a submerged rock formation. The impact tore a 160-foot gash in the hull, flooding the engine rooms and causing a massive loss of power. Yes, this is the Titanic Take 2.
No!
Within hours, the 114,500-ton vessel rolled onto its side in shallow water.
Fuck.
Passengers described confusion, delayed evacuation orders, and a lack of clear communication. Some were told it was merely an electrical problem, but as the ship tilted further and further, eventually reaching a 65-degree angle, think 90, 60.
I'm tumbling off.
Because 30 is like halfway. That's a lot. Lifeboats became difficult or impossible to launch on one side. And 32 people died. And what's worse, Captain Scatino left the ship before evacuation was complete. And since we were all raised on Pirates of the Caribbean, you know that a captain always goes down with their ship. A recorded phone call between Scatino and an Italian Coast Guard officer occurred, which had the officer repeatedly ordering him back to return to the ship. This clip went viral and became symbolic of the failure of leadership that night. And in 2017, Scatino was sentenced to 16 years in prison for manslaughter, causing a maritime accident, and abandoning ship.
Okay, I'm feeling a little bit like maybe I'm a Scatino right now being in Florida during one of the worst blizzards in New York City.
Well, you didn't leave on a Friday the 13th, so it's okay.
I'm not the mayor.
You're not the mayor. The mayor has to stay.
I did run.
That's okay. Remember all the people who ran during COVID? We were the strong ones. We stayed.
That is true. I think about that a lot. And they all have mortgages now in
It's crazy.
Westchester.
Yeah. So really what I'm saying with the whole Friday the 13th thing is that I'm taking away that travel may be more of a risky situation than you'd like. So duly noted on that end. But I have one more story, although I'm sure you got the point and are terrified already. But this one isn't about travel. So, you know, it's just about the elements.
Oh, just the everyday elements that surround me at all times.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
wind
the
and
ones
rain
that you
and
can't
fire.
like really control, you know? Not the man-made ones, you know, just like the awful ones, the ones that exist.
Unavoidable dangers of life.
It's true. In early November 1970, a storm formed in the Bay of Bengal and intensified rapidly over warm waters. By the time it struck the low-lying coastal regions of what was then East Pakistan, now it's Bangladesh, it had become a powerful Category 3 cyclone with sustained winds estimated around 115 miles per hour. This was the Baldr cyclone of Friday, November 13th, 1970. The Ganges-Brahmaputra Delta is one of the flattest and most densely populated regions in the world. When the cyclone pushed a wall of seawater, estimated between 20 and 30 feet, into the coastline, entire villages were submerged within hours. Many areas had no effective warning systems. Communication was practically non-existent, and there was no evacuation. So entire communities were erased overnight, just like that. The death toll estimates place the number between 300,000 and 500,000 people.
That's 500,000 people. That's crazy.
Livestock were wiped out, crops were destroyed, survivors faced disease, contaminated water, and starvation in the aftermath, and bodies of those dead were found in trees, floating in fields, buried in mud. Like, they would just keep finding bodies. And for reference, Hurricane Katrina caused 1,833 deaths. This is 300 to 500,000 people.
Wow. Yeah, so then do they count like the initial deaths of this disaster plus all the people that died in the aftermath?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because it's like that 200,000, 250,000 wiggle room is very interesting to me.
Yeah. No, and some people thought that it was more than 500,000 people, but they were probably looking at like the aftermath of it.
Wow.
And the Baldr cyclone had enormous political consequences, actually. The Pakistani government's slow and widely criticized response intensified anger in East Pakistan. The cyclone is often cited as one of the catalysts that fueled the Bangladesh liberation movement, which ultimately led to the Bangladesh War of Independence in 1971, so a year later, and the creation of the independent nation of Bangladesh. So very spooky and scary, okay? A lot of things happening on Friday the 13th. A lot of things that I'm not really feeling comfortable about.
No.
But okay,
Where should we go now?
let's just pause a moment. Let's take a step back.
All right, I'm stepping.
So that was 3 events. 3 really big, tragic, traumatizing events, but just 3. And tragic random shit happens all the time.
Correct.
I looked at our last Friday the 13th, the one in February, which was, you know, just to see what tragedy struck. And it did, but nothing folklore shaping. So there was a multi-vehicle car crash in Pakistan that killed 13 people. So Pakistan's really having it rough on Friday the 13th. Note that. And the U.S. killed 3 people in a drone strike as part of their anti-drug trafficking shit, which we can talk about my views on that later. But nothing, okay, seismic occurred that day. So maybe it's just a spooky day that's been given some notoriety, when in reality, every day could just be a spooky day.
Yeah, your birthday could be a spooky day.
It's true.
The day where your skeleton gets older.
Oh, don't say it like that. I'm so young.
Your young skeleton.
And who can we blame the notoriety on? The media.
Get 'em, skeletons. Attack.
In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, newspapers loved a good pattern. If a fire, a crash, or a scandal happened to fall on a Friday the 13th, headlines often emphasized the date. The framing subtly reinforced the idea that something cosmic was at work. And that makes sense. We've talked about how woo-woo and occult, like how that really took off after that time post-Civil War, and how people were looking for meaning as technology began to boom around them. In 1907, American businessman and novelist Thomas W. Lawson published the novel Friday, the 13th. I loved where you put the comma. And it was a story about stock market panic deliberately triggered on that date. And the book was widely read and helped cement the idea that Friday the 13th was financially and socially ominous.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, don't be selling and trading stocks.
Not on Friday the 13th. You want to lose everything? I don't know.
You want to have to eat your family after a plane crash?
Don't do it. But the real cultural cement came with the 1980 slasher film Friday the 13th. Okay, Tara, have you seen this film? Because I have not.
Is this the one with Freddy Krueger?
No, that is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Then no.
This one's Jason Voorhees.
Oh, definitely not. Because
Okay.
he's not.
You're like, and no.
He's not a magic man. And
He's
I don't watch
He's a scary
slasher
man.
flicks if they're not slightly magical.
Yeah.
I will watch, like, I feel a little bit like Hide and Seek?
Mm-hmm.
Is that movie with Hide and Seek? That's like a slasher film with a slight magical twist on it.
Okay. So
'Cause
it's going
there's
to
a
have magic
ghost.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while the film's plot has very little to do with the historical superstition itself, the title alone fused the date with blood, masked killers, and dread. And there are now 12 films in this franchise, which means the next one will be the most unlucky of them all. But it has made the phrase Friday the 13th shorthand for terror. And televisions reinforce this. News segments regularly run, is Friday the 13th really unlucky packages, just like what Donald Dorsey was saying earlier. Was his last name Dorsey? I feel like I made that up.
It is, yeah. Wait, baby, is this what we're doing?
No.
Are we the media?
Like and subscribe, bitches. Morning shows trot out psychologists to talk about triskaidekaphobia, which is the fear of the number 13. I don't know why that word needs to be that long.
That doesn't, okay.
And it was like, you have to pronounce each syllable.
Triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah.
Like the try makes sense, but there's no Friday in there.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that one's just about 13. That one's not even about Friday.
oh, I see.
But local stations compile lists of bad things that happened on this day. And the repetition and, that notoriety, getting that media attention, just like what we're doing right now, is what keeps the superstition alive. And it's truly great marketing, right? Like Friday the 13th coming up, better run some horror films. It's now become a ritual for people who are hardwired to need narratives in their life to make their world make sense.
It's also microdosing Halloween.
Yes, and we love Halloween.
Like, how like we moved like Halloween into Summerween, so it's like August is like a slightly
Just spookier.
spooky month.
I've just
and
moved up
September's,
Halloween.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like we want like the summer slasher, the summer horror flick, the weapons of it all. But then, yeah, we want to like slightly throughout the humans love to be scared.
We just want Halloween all the time.
It's just, can we, I'm running for mayor. Mom Donnie, communist, get out of my way. I am fully on the side of who's Jack Skellington? Is he on the spectrum?
What?
Left or right? Where is he?
Oh,
The king of Halloween.
the Pumpkin King? Excuse
the
you.
pumpkin. Oh, pardon me. He's not a Republican. He's loved by the masses.
Dude, I don't know. He might be a Republican.
Why?
Like, I know the squat guy looks like a Republican, but like Jack really only cared about himself. Jack did not care about the people.
He's a monarchist.
He's a king. He's a pumpkin king. Well, shit.
Unelected.
We could have gotten there faster.
It seems so obvious now in retrospect.
But like Tara mentioned, Friday the 13th isn't the only spooky date that exists in the world. So let's talk about some other spooky dates. We've got Tuesday the 13th. Exactly. In parts of Spain, Latin America, and Greece, Tuesday the 13th is considered unlucky instead of Friday the 13th. In Spanish tradition, Tuesday, Martes, is associated with the god Mars, who, as we know, is the Roman god of war. And in Greek culture, Tuesday carries additional weight because Constantinople fell to the Ottomans on a Tuesday back in 1453. So when the destabilizing number 13 lands on a war-associated weekday, it becomes very spooky.
Okay, can you imagine though, like, I don't remember what day of the week September 11th happened.
I want to guess it's a Tuesday. Let me see if I'm right.
I understand it was a weekday.
2001, day of the week. That's like the first thing to pop up. It's listening to it. It was a Tuesday.
Oh,
My gosh.
how did she know?
Martes!
Martes!
Then we've got Friday, the 17th. In Italy, it's not 13, it's 17. And the fear is 17. Heptadecaphobia comes from the Roman numerals. So the Roman numerals for that are XVII. And they can be rearranged, like Voldemort style rearranged, to VIXI, Vixi, which in Latin means I have lived, implying death.
Past tense.
But not to knock the Italians, but this one feels like we're really reaching for something.
Yeah, I am developing a phobia of just Greek and Italian words via this podcast because every time we run into one, it's like hecabaratabatabalis.
Heptadecaphobia sounds like a spell too.
Heptadecaphobia, and then your fucking guts turn into lizards.
No.
They run around inside of you to the Macarena.
And then along with Europe and Italy, honestly, we have March 15th, which was the Ides of March.
Oh.
The Ides of March became synonymous with betrayal and doom after the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE. Shakespeare immortalized the ominous warning, "Beware the Ides of March." And in Japan, it's actually the 9th day of the 9th month. I know. Do they have a different calendar than us? What's going on here? They might. Or else that's September 9th.
Is it maybe on the lunar calendar?
Oh, shit. You know what? It probably is on the lunar calendar.
Because then that's like a different day on the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
It like shifts around. Because it's like Lunar New Year isn't always on like the 6th, 4th, 15th, 17th of February.
Ooh, let's see when it is then. The 9th month begins October 12th and ends November 9th.
So 9 plus 12 is
19, 20, 21. October 21st.
That's very scary.
That is very scary. And that's around spooky time. So it's October 21st this year. In traditional Japanese numerology, 9 can be associated with suffering because of its pronunciation. Ku sounds like the word for pain. So while not universally feared, certain double 9 dates historically carry uneasy symbolism. So it's just something to watch out for. So you watch your October 21st this year. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Don't take it as far as you took Lunar New Year this year, baby witches. I saw some of you guys going crazy.
Yeah. Just wild. And of course, we have our favorite number ever, the devil's number, 666.
Ring me up.
And this one made people nervous on June 6, 2006. But honestly, I looked it up. Nothing really happened that day. Like, there were a few tornadoes in the Midwest, which a God-fearing part of the country. And a remake of the film The Omen came out that week. Great marketing. But we're not going to have another 666 for a very long time. So I kind of think we're out of the woods with that one.
Yeah, fair. Okay, what about like January 6, 2066? And if you were to write that out, it would just be like 1666.
Are you worried about 2066 right now? Because I'm not worried. I'm trying to get to tomorrow.
My calendar's booked pretty far out. Very stressful.
She's a very busy lady. But my takeaway question from this is like, why? Why are we so obsessed with numbers foretelling our doom? And that's just who we are, you know? That's easy. And across cultures, unlucky days follow a remarkably familiar rhythm, almost like a spell cast through time. It begins with a number or day that just feels off. 13 breaking the perfect order of 12. 17 twisting Roman numerals into a subtle death sentence. Then history steps in to give the number teeth. A battle lost, a leader betrayed, a storm that wipes out entire communities. That one was pretty scary, though. Religion or myth wraps it up in meaning, whispering that the day is cursed, sacred, or charged with unseen forces. Media, of course, comes in, fans the flames, repeating stories of misfortune until the day becomes larger than life, a collective story everyone remembers. And finally, culture codifies it. We avoid the date, warn the young, light bonfires, throw rituals. We turn abstract fear into ritualized practice. What emerges isn't a cursed day handed down from the cosmos. It's a human-made story, one where tragedy, pattern, and imagination collide to give ordinary time a sense of power, danger, and awe. And we're just kind of fucking obsessed with it. We love it.
Yeah,
Numerology,
it's
hit
true.
me up. I like these numbers saying shit. It's fun.
Alicia's kind of one of the only witches I know personally that does love numbers in like an abstract way.
Yeah, not in a math way.
No, she's like, don't make me do an equation.
I'll look at your birth chart.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Yeah. But this was very fascinating. The thing I'm taking from it, I want to go back to Moira Marsh, folklorist of IU. Are we folklorists yet? Like really, when people say like they're a folklore, we've been doing this for like 8 years.
I don't know.
Like, what makes you a folklorist?
Because I had started maybe like 2 years ago introducing myself as like an artist with an occult studies and esoteric rituals background or something like that.
Oh my
I think it was like,
gosh.
what did I call it? Okay, I think I called it like occult magics and esoteric studies background, where I'm like, I have been studying academically in graduate school. I studied occult magics for 2 years academically.
Yeah.
And then I got an MFA, and then I started a podcast, and for 8 years, almost a decade, all I've done is eat, breathe, shit,
Folklore.
aspirate,
Mythology.
occult magic. Yeah. But then they were like, wow, like, what was your dissertation on?
Okay, who's rude enough to ask that question?
No one's rude about it. But they like, truly, they were like, that's like so crazy. Like, what's your like focus or whatever?
Just choose your
And I
favorite
was like,
one. You're like, I like murders.
but then, you know what's like the worst?
I'd love to read it. Yeah, sure, I'll send it to you. Never send.
Some like obscure Aleister Crowley fact or something. And I'll be like, all blank, even though I know.
Yeah, it's hard in the moment. Yeah.
That's the hard part. It's like, I think Mike's really good at this, where he can just be like, oh yeah, this like really random data fact from some article I read 10 years ago. And I'll be like, Gerald Girder started Wicca.
Well, I mean, you know me. You have a better memory and retention than I do. You know, the moment we're done with this, I will totally forget what we've talking about. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even stick anymore. It's like goo.
Your ability to digest, alchemize, and cast off the toxins You're constantly in a cleanse, a mental cleanse.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
Like those little Korean foot pads that people used to put on the bottoms of their feet to pull the toxins out through their
Oh,
toes.
I'm the little fish eating the little toe jam, getting the bad things out, which could also be bad for you.
The toe jam is your memories, baby.
That's true. Aren't all memories just toe jam?
What a Mary Oliver poem that is.
Thank you. It's a haiku. Speaking of which, we would like to thank some people.
Can you do it in a haiku?
We would like to thank Marcel Perez, our great producer and baddie. Oh.
Thank you.
Mallory Jordan, our creative director. And hot piece of ass.
Thank you.
And Kevin McLeod for the amazing music that you hear each show. I killed that, okay?
That was great.
That was really good. From the dome? Whew.
Little fishy toe jam no more. I'd really like to thank anyone who's written us an Apple Podcast review, has listened to us on Spotify, has listened to us on Amazon, has listened to us wherever weird, like obscure apps you guys also get this. It's really wonderful. Thank you for writing a review. If you haven't written a review, I would really love it so much. If you can't give us the $5, give us 5 stars. I need 5 of something, or else I get dragged back down to hell.
It's a numbers thing. It's a numerology
It's a numbers
thing.
It's really like we don't run ads, like we don't advertise anywhere. We're very small but mighty.
Small but mighty.
Like mice in outfits. And it costs you nothing. It means everything to us.
Does Quobuzz have reviews for podcasts? Does it play podcasts?
Quobuzz doesn't have podcasts. They just do music.
Wow.
So in this way, they are the illegitimate son of the revolution.
One day. And if you want to find me, Alicia, I'm on Instagram at Alicia.Herder. If you want to find Terra and follow all of her art gatherings.
Yes, come find me at Her Lovely Face. That's my art Instagram. And, you know, I'm feeling a little shy about posting art lately, but I post all my events and I am going to get back on it. It's just weird to share stuff, to throw stuff into the void.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that. And you know what? If you want to throw more stuff into the void, you can follow our creative producer, Marcel Perez. He's on Instagram at Hey Marcel Perez. And of course, the podcast is on Instagram at Which Yes. We're out here. We're excited.
We do stuff.
We do stuff. And if you're looking for a witchy community and people that you can surround yourself with, lift you up with your occult practice, look no further than our Discord server. You can find it in the show notes. You'll meet a great community of witches on there, and you can talk about all the interesting things that you don't have anyone else to talk about too. They like that stuff.
Yeah, they have a little crew called the Hot Sauce Gang.
Yeah, it's very cute. And if you don't like the socials, you can always contact us via email at witchespodcast@gmail.com.
If you've already given us 5 stars and you're feeling really generous and you've also thought complexly about where you put your money and who you support, I suggest that you support Alicia and I. For $5 a month, Patreon witches get access to 2 extra episodes a month, plus a back catalog of over 150 episodes.
Crazy.
A couple episodes ago was Alicia and I's collective 300th episode, which is things that we're doing just for fun and because we love it and we love you.
And we're folklorists, officially.
And I'm also the mayor of New York City. And as mayor, I say that this has been
Which Yes.
Bye.